What's going on, everybody? This is Jake from Thieaudio, and we just wanted to share a quick word before we got into this episode. Following is a conversation that we had yesterday with Lillian, Ray, and James from Linsoul. Lillian is the founder and the CEO of Linsoul. Ray is her right-hand lady and the chief operations officer. James is the vice president of North America for Linsoul. He's also a close personal friend of ours. He's a reviewer in this space, Thieaudio nomad. Just a quick heads up before we get into this conversation for maybe people that are listening on Apple Podcasts or a platform where you're only getting the audio version of this show. Lillian and Ray are speaking in their second language. It was really awesome of them to come on the show and do an hour-long podcast in their second language. So if you would like a little bit more clarity in the conversation, or you would like to follow along more easily, there is a subtitled version of this podcast episode on our YouTube channel. That's all I got for you. Just wanted to come in and say that really quick. Thanks everyone for all the support. And here is our conversation with Linsoul. And keep your voice at the mic. But yeah, we were just talking before we got started about how in China you guys take a 30-minute lunch and then you go straight into a nap.
Yes.
How does that work? Do you just like put your head down on the table? Do you have like a special pillow for it? Like, what is that about?
Because we have been get used to that habit since we were in child.
Yeah.
At the school, students will do it.
Yeah, you would do it at school. You would take a nap every day.
Yeah.
Wow. Ever since kindergarten.
Because
I think it's a Chinese traditional habit.
Yeah.
Our ancestors think maybe this helps us grow, especially when at the young age. Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I think as a kid, you don't really like nap time. And then I think as you grow and be older, I think you really appreciate nap time. So.
I think a lot of things it is because of our food style. Because we eat rice. The rice will help you to fall asleep after you finished your lunch or dinner. That's
coma.
right.
But they also eat bread. Bread is also the same to rice, right?
Yeah. That's so funny. I think I'd have a hard time waking up after like some of the food that we get is like we'll just get like big cheesesteaks and you're just like,
in the coma.
I'd be out for hours.
There's a woman in the office. Her name is Moon, and she does nap time probably better. If there was like like the Olympics, she would win because she has a full fold-out cot and a blanket and a face mask, and she just like it's like she's half in her desk and half out of her desk. It's amazing.
But 30 minutes is such a tease, though.
I think I have a photo of it. If I can share it, maybe we could insert that.
Yeah.
I took a picture.
Definitely.
I have a photo of nap time. So I'll share it with you guys.
I would just think like, could you use that time? Like, will some people use it to just be on their phone if they can't fall asleep, or like, do they read or something like that? Yeah.
I do.
Okay, you do.
Because I think the 30 minutes is not enough for me.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
So I just check my phone and see what's new today.
Yeah.
But actually, we have 1.5 hours for the lunch break. So if you take for 30 minutes for the lunch, and then you have 1 hour for sleep.
And it's full lights out. Like it's lights out.
Yeah. And sometimes we will go to gym during the lunch break.
That's smart.
So then the workday goes from 9 to 6:30 then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I would like the gym because that would kind of get you back into
get back the energy.
back into it. Yeah, kind of.
That's like a natural energy. Like there's something about doing something hard, and then it just gives you. It's like that natural dopamine or that natural energy or whatever. I think that would, because I get the afternoon. I get the afternoon blues every day.
This is my second trip to Bloom, and I feel like you guys are a family. Do you eat lunch together? How does that work?
Yeah, so we every single Tuesday. It's funny because you guys came on Tuesday, so we would all be eating together. I know we're gonna have lunch after this, but every single Tuesday we pick lunch. So it rotates in the office by age. So I think Caleb is the youngest, and then Steve is the oldest. So just every week it switches, and then they get to pick what they want for lunch, and Angel will grab us all lunch, and we eat on Tuesday. But honestly, every day in and out, there's a chance. I guess there's 10 of us now.
We try to eat together. Yeah.
I feel like there's usually like 3 groups. You know, someone will grab it at 11:45, someone will go in at noon, and someone will go in at 12:15, and then you have like these like rotating like groups of 3 to 5 that kind of eat together. Usually on Mondays, actually, we all eat Chipotle too.
Yeah.
I would say at this point, most Mondays we all eat as a team too. So I mean, it's usually honestly twice a week we're all getting together as a team, which is so important. It's so much fun, you know.
Yeah, and we always try to, like I'll always ask people like, "Oh, are you guys going to go out to eat right now?"
Except for Steven.
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
you don't,
we don't.
Steve just gets like McDonald's every day.
He actually does.
Literally just gets McDonald's every day. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. We are like
ecstatic.
We're ecstatic. We're honored that you guys would take the time and do this silly show with us. It's like so cool. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves and tell us where you're from and what you do?
Okay. Hello guys, my name is Lilian. I'm from Linsoul. So I'm the founder of Linsoul. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you guys.
Very nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Ray. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Linsoul and the Apple Maker.
Okay.
So I think you already know are these two brands, right?
Yeah.
And I like gym, running,
Oh.
and now I like playing tennis
Oh,
with Lilian.
wow.
Yeah.
Into
She
tennis.
hates me because I'm the
you're better
very
than her?
beginner. Yeah, she's much pro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's
you're
funny.
active. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you guys are on a big business trip right now. You guys are traveling for a while, right? You just
Yes,
came
yeah.
from. You were in Oregon yesterday, right?
Yeah, Portland.
You were in
yeah.
Portland, Oregon
Portland,
yesterday.
Yeah.
Before that, we were in Las Vegas for CES.
You were in Las
Yes.
Vegas, and I know you're going to New York after this, and then you're
Yeah.
going back to California.
San Francisco, then LA
Yeah.
again, then Orange County for NAMM show, and then we all head to Shenzhen, China.
And you all head to Shenzhen.
Is this your guys' first time in the United States?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. So you guys have been here before. Okay. Have you guys gotten like good food in the U.S. that you guys really like, or?
Do you?
We can find some good food in USA, but we also like hamburgers.
Yeah. That's what we're getting today.
That's his Oregon for lunch.
That's awesome.
Good. Yeah, you guys. What is like your like travel tips? Like, I know you guys took a red eye last night across the country. Like, are you guys able to sleep on planes? You got IEMs in. Like, what are we doing?
I think we're okay because I'm already used to that. But
Yeah.
James take it better because he got
he's
the
on the road every
IEMs all
day,
the night.
I got lucky. I had an aisle all to myself, so I
Oh,
had
man.
3 seats. It was amazing.
Did you go flat?
No, but I
way.
did. I was like half flat because I was leaning up against the window
Yeah.
and then with my feet up.
Yeah.
But I'll say that Lillian and Ray travel globally, maybe even more than I do, and I'm
No
not
way.
yeah, they
you,
travel.
you travel the most.
Well, you
Yeah.
travel a lot, and so I think that they're very experienced
Okay.
travelers.
okay.
Yeah.
Because I know you. I'm texting you, and you're like, "Hey, I'm in Fiji right now. We just
Yes.
landed, and the weather's. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I'm just laying in bed, like, what?
Yeah,
That's
I was talking about you yesterday, and I was like saying, like, man, like I think he's gonna be gone for like 5 weeks right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how I could do it.
Yeah.
You guys are just like world travelers. That's just crazy. Meanwhile, I've like been to California once for the last Can Jam.
Yeah.
Like, that's I've never left the country.
I
to be honest.
I try to tell people all the time that I went to Singapore because that's my one.
That's your
travel.
big flag.
That's like my
Yeah.
one big travel that I've done that I'm like I want to tell people about.
Yeah.
Like, oh, where'd you do there and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine traveling as much as you guys do. That's
Next
really
time you
cool.
can travel to China.
I would love to.
Dude,
Yeah.
I would
Singapore
love
and
to.
China is so close.
Yeah.
Just a couple of hours.
Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
What it's funny. Like, I think a lot of times we, especially in this hobby, like we're selling IEMs, right? And we're selling audio gear, but I think a lot of times we forget, like, I know that for us as like reviewers and like people selling this stuff, we forget all the time, like, well, we're actually doing this because everyone that we're catering to loves music, right? Like, that's like the bottom line. And we've just been wanting to talk more recently about like what we've been listening to on the podcast is kind of as like a nice little introductory to the conversation. So I would love to hear like what you guys are listening to recently and what your kind of favorite music is. It's
Actually,
interesting.
most of our music, it is about rock music because my son loves it. So every
son
time
loves it,
we
yeah.
stay at the car, he likes to play some of the rock music and start to playing in the car.
Oh, that's so cute.
So for recently, most of my music are related to those kind of the rock music. For example, I think for tonight we will go to the New York, and I need to play the Welcome to New York.
That's perfect.
That's perfect.
There's a video Lillian shared with us a couple days ago of her husband Steven got a drum kit. It's like an electronic drum kit, but it's Ian, her 4-year-old son, just going crazy on the drums.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
He's got good rhythm already at 4.
Yeah.
He looks good.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think someday he will all visit your office and maybe do a podcast with you. And at the end of the podcast, I think he can sing.
Yeah, we would love it.
Well, you're musicians, both of you, right? You play in your church. Is that right?
Yeah, I play. I've been drumming like literally. I got my first set when I was like 4 years old. So, but it's funny that you it's good you guys got the electric set because I actually had a couple of like mini drum sets like for kids or whatever my parents would get me, and I would demolish all of it. So like every head, just like put the snare, the stick right through the head, crack all the cymbals. I was just like a madman when I was like, his age. So the electric set's probably a better investment because I don't know how much I was really learning drums back then, but I always loved it, and I do drums and guitar.
Yeah, I don't actually play any instruments. I used to do handbells and clarinet when I was in school.
Oh yeah,
I actually really liked handbells. I know.
I played in a handbell choir.
Yeah, I loved handbell.
I loved it
we
too.
did a lot
You
of
were in
like
a handbell
traveling.
choir?
Yeah, we did a lot of traveling stuff like that, like at local stuff. And it was really cool. That was like the most I've ever enjoyed.
Do you know what handbells are?
Is that something?
They're bells that you hold in your hand,
Yeah.
but they only strike once when you and it's a very beautiful tone.
It is, yeah. We had some concerts better than others. Some were very, very bad. Others were pretty good. So I always liked handbells. But other than that, I'm now at my church. I'm trying to learn more like live sound like these guys are doing because they have like a need for that and stuff. So just trying to put my ear to good use, have like a practicality standpoint from the hobby. But I've never really always tried to play guitar, but always just noodled around. Never really like.
I always want to learn play guitar, but it's too hard.
I know,
I can
it is
only
very hard.
play like 2 or 3 chords. That is the most. That's the best.
It is very hard. I give them props. These guys
I feel
are very
my fingers are so clumsy when I play. I can't press the chord very well.
That's how I feel about speaking Chinese. I want to learn, but it's too hard.
How is your Chinese, James? How do you do when you go over there?
I use a lot of Google Translate. And my lovely friends, they translate for me.
Well, it's great because then, like, you guys are traveling together. If James is getting on your nerves, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, you guys can talk.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, well, secret was speaking Chinese. Students won't know it.
I remember when I was in high school, we had a student live with us that was from China, and he would try to teach me Chinese because I was always very interested, and he would just be like, "You're not gonna get this. Like you don't even have like the muscles in your tongue in order to like pronunciate these words." And I was just always like, I give up. This is crazy. Like, I can't. So I give you guys props for how good your English is because if we had to flip the roles, we would it would not be good.
It's wild though. You go to China and if you smile and make an attempt, even just a modicum of trying to communicate, I found that it doesn't matter where you are. It could be a restaurant, a store, on the street. Like people just light up and want to help you.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. Lillian, I wanted to just talk about, you're the founder of Linsoul, and obviously you guys had such a great year last year, and I mean, all the Linsoul brands are pretty much all over this space on HeadFi and YouTube. I'm like so interested to hear just from you directly, like what it was like why Linsoul, like why audio, like how we even got into this, what it looked like in the beginning. I want to hear it all.
Yeah.
Actually, we started the Linsouls at 2016 because of my husband. He once worked at audio companies, which is also based in Shenzhen. And after 1 year later, he leave that company, and we started the Linsoul at the very beginning.
Okay.
I think we started Linsouls because we also have a very, very friendly and helpful community. Because we organized the Discord from the very beginning. many of our customers come into the Discord and they will share so many ideas all over the world with us. What they want and what they like and what we need to do for next and what we need to involve for our product. I think those kind of suggestions and ideas helped us grow a lot during the past years.
Yeah.
And for example, we met with James because he was one of our customers. And at the very beginning, I still remember in 2019, he came to China and he sent me an email that I want to visit you to listen for some of the IEMs. And I said, oh, yes, we can do it. And that's the way we met together.
Yeah.
And after that, we keep in contact, keep in touch. And James likes to share with his enriched experience. I mean, he likes skiing and likes traveling, and he also likes running. So I think in that kind of way, we keep in touch and we are sharing many things together. I think it is one of the examples that come from our communities.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Well, I was going to say a large part of why I think you guys are so successful is because like you are seeking so much feedback, and like what you're saying about the community, like people want to share what they like a lot is what I found. And I think it's cool that you guys are like so receptive to that and want to like hear what your customers are interested in, because I think it not only helps you, but helps the customer get something that they actually like. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good discords out there on people like sharing stuff.
Yeah. Ray, when did you join Linsoul? When did you join Lillian in your Linsoul adventure here?
Okay, this same question James asked me.
Yeah.
I joined the Linsoul at the very first beginning
Okay.
because I was a classmate of Lilian in high school.
Wow.
When she and Stephen started Linsoul, she invited me to join because I have been working for e-commerce business for a while.
Okay.
So she asked me to join this team to do the online business for the company.
Yeah, and Steven's your husband, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's you and Steven. So you're the founder, Steven's a co-founder, and he was working at an audio company, and you guys decided you were going to do this on your own, essentially.
Yes.
And you brought Ray along right away.
Yes.
Yeah. At that moment, I am doing the crowdfunding agency service I'm a co-founder of another crowdfunding agency that is helping the brand doing the crowdfunding.
Yeah.
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 So you're the business lady,
Yeah.
and Steven's the audiophile.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's awesome.
Did you? This may be a question for all of you guys. It kind of feels like Linsoul's success has been kind of like a sharp ascent. You know, it's really been just continually to grow. Did you guys kind of envision this or like ever expect this, or was it just kind of something that you were like, oh, you know, we could get started with this, see where it goes? Or did you kind of feel like you had an idea from the beginning that was like, this is going to be something that we can really scale well with?
I believe so because look at our look at our brand Linsoul. The Linsoul means make your soul dance. I mean,
Make your
music.
soul dance.
Make the soul dance. Yeah.
So we believe that this kind of business will be successful, not only because at that moment we have so many customers that is very close to us. This year audience, this year the feedback from for us, but also I think. Because of the Chinese supply chain, we can make everything very quick and make everything effectively. So I think it is a lot of reasons that we can make it.
Yeah.
I think I mean, really, I think that there's a couple things. You know, there's a little bit of a perfect storm of magic in Linsoul in that Lillian is a genius entrepreneur, and that's not hyperbole. She's a genius. Her husband, Steven, is a genius audio engineer. And so they got together and combined their powers, and it's greater than the two of them because he recognized something that he's good at, that he's passionate about. And then Lillian added her passion to create a startup that I think she always knew wanted to be big. And then we have this, we have this product that kind of encourages curiosity, right? Like you have one IEM and you're like, yeah, but people are talking on Discord and Reddit and HeadFi like, oh, well, what does this one sound like? I really want to try that. So now it's like you've got people talking about trying all these things. And then the Chinese ability to manufacture quickly is something that we just don't have in the United States. So because Lillian recognized that she could create new models and Steven could design them and they built this team, it just grew and grew and snowballed.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
here
it's
we
like a
are.
perfect storm. Yeah.
It's a power couple right there.
Yeah,
And I would
that's
also
true.
add, so here's another interesting thing, in like the stereotype of buying Chinese made products is that you buy them because they're cheaper. But Lillian understood that a Western audience, she went to school in the UK, and I think maybe just inherently knows this because it's what both Lillian and Ray believe as younger Chinese people, that they want good quality just like we do. So let's make less of something, but let's make it really good. And if it costs more, that's okay.
Yeah.
And so she really, I think, turned the industry on its head by creating exceptionally sounding and high quality in-ear monitors that just were previously, they just didn't exist. They were either really good or they were bad, but they all cost a lot of money.
Well, I was gonna say that because I was watching Andy Audio Vault, and he was kind of talking about like the beginnings of when he got into the hobby, and it was like, you're spending $900 to get like a 4BA set, that like you otherwise, if you want to get anything else, you had to spend maybe even double that. And it's kind of cool that Linsoul has just made this entire catalog that caters really to whatever you want to spend. You can be like us that love the budget range and like love to find that value, or you can, buy Valhalla and spend $2,000 and get something that's incredible. So I think that's really unique.
I want to put emphasis on like we have the experience of like we carry a ton of Linsoul brands, right? But we also carry a lot of other brands, right? Some, Chi-Fi, but then also like we have American made brands or whatever from Japan or wherever, right? I mean, we carry stuff from all over. So what I will say is like Linsoul's quality control, like we, obviously we'll get like, if we sell units that like, oh, there's a driver failure or for whatever reason, like something was wrong, it was defective. Like, I mean, you can speak too, just from being in customer service, like we're both in customer service at Bloom, and like, I think you can also speak to just like the quality of Linsoul products it really is kind of like next level. It's very rare that we're getting a return because someone reaches out, hey, like I got my Thieaudio Origin and there's a driver, like that just doesn't happen as much with Linsoul as it does with other brands. And then that like for us as like sellers, we're like, oh, we love Linsoul for that. You know what I mean? Because it's less of a headache for us. Right? Like we can confidently recommend a product to someone, like it's going to sound great. It's going to last you a long time.
And even if there is a product, if there's a product failure, you're going to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And like we have such a great working relationship that we know someone's going to get taken care of. And to summarize all of that, I would say like made in China does not mean what it used to. And like there's this negative connotation behind it anymore. Like it feels like, if anything, China's really raising, the standards in which a lot of American brands need to kind of follow. So I do think that's pretty interesting as well.
I think it happened with, if you look at like the history of Toyota cars or Honda, when I was a kid, you bought Toyotas and Hondas because they were cheap. Mm-hmm. And now you buy them because they're good.
Reliable.
Reliable,
and I feel like that's the Chinese model.
Yeah.
How many times have I heard my Ford stands for Found on Road
Found
Dead?
on Road Dead.
I've heard that so many times.
I have a 2000.
First on race day, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
That's real. Yeah, I'm gonna start using
I have
that.
a 2004 Toyota Camry that I bought 6 years ago for $500.
Oh.
It was supposed to be like
Seriously?
it was like, I think my dad's friend like was like going to give it to me, and my dad was like, no, that's ridiculous. It was supposed to be like, you know, the first car to get me to school, like, and now here we are 6 years later. It's got like almost 290,000 miles on it. Now here's what I'll say: that car is on its deathbed. There's no, I mean, I need a new car.
You can hear him. You can actually hear him pulling into the parking lot, like from like 3 minutes away. Like he's spinning his head. I'm like, we always go, oh, yep, Jake's.
Are you like, I could replace my car, or I could buy Zen's top?
Yeah. Oh, gee, well, yeah. I will say, being an audiophile has definitely taken money away from me that should be going into a new car. But I'm like a run it into the road and figure it out kind of guy. So like, we'll cross that bridge when I'm on the side of the road at some point. But yeah, what were I'm just so interested. I actually have a good friend who owns a business, right? And obviously, Andrew, it really does feel like a family here. So it's so interesting to see, like, and just interact with other business owners, because one, I could never do it. It's too stressful. Props to you, because I don't have that in me. I don't got that gene. But what were some of like the most challenging parts in, like, you know, Steven's in this industry for a year and you want to become an entrepreneur, and it's like, okay, we're going to do this. Like, what were some of the challenging parts in the beginning, or maybe you guys hit a stride and there was a lull? I would just love to hear, just from like a founder and like a CEO, like what kind of some of the hardships were.
Yeah.
I think at the very beginning, it should be all about the money.
Yeah.
Yes, because me and Stephen started the companies at the very beginning. We just graduated from the college just 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah, so we got most of the money just from the family.
Right.
Yeah, but we need to get much pressure from them, because we are not sure how we can make it for the future.
Yeah.
So I think it is more about the money. If we want to expand, we need to consider how much money we need to invest. But we also get lots of support, just like I said, from the community and also our family and friends.
Yeah.
So luckily we made it because of those kind of all of the love and the support.
Yeah.
So I think in that case, I think that we also made our product at the very beginning with a lot of love into it. That's why I think most of the people and the customers, they do care about us. And even I think at the very beginning we didn't do many things in a very perfect way, or maybe something we still have some problems, maybe about the packaging, or about the earphones, or about or maybe about the customer service. But they support us a lot, so we do very value about them. I still have the first customers. He is based in Pakistan, but he is now moved to New York because he worked in New York as a doctor. Yeah. And we keep in touch for many years. I think it is already in 10 years. Yeah. But we are keep in touch. So I think we are being together on internet for keeping chat. He will share something about his life and also about the which kind of IEMs and music he loves. But I will also share something with him for what we are doing and he was very surprised. We are also doing the keyboard business now. Yes, I think it is kind of magic that we met with James and also met with the guy that is in Pakistan. Yeah.
That's so cool.
I don't think it's magic. I think it's Lillian's intuitive ability to recognize when someone is special and when she wants to have them in her orbit.
Yeah. What maybe, and I would love to hear, like, just again from the business side, like what has been at this point. You said you guys have been in business for 10 years now, over 10 years.
Just I think almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years. Yeah. What's been the most rewarding part of this journey so far?
I think it is still the money, to be honest, because as we said, we expanded to the keyboard business. That also costs a lot of money.
And when you get funding from family and stuff, there's a lot of pressure. It's cool that they believed in your vision to do that. And
just so the audience knows, Epo Maker is a mechanical keyboard, a typing gaming keyboard brand that's owned by Lillian and Steven.
Yeah, when you first go into it and you have your family pouring into your vision. You want to reward them too. It's not even all about, you know, making money for yourself. It's like, well, we want to support the people who supported us. So that is,
But I think at different stage, we will have different challenges. Like we said at the very first beginning, we are challenged for lacking enough money to expand our business. But I think at this moment, right now, we are facing the challenges to make our brand more like a brand that is, I mean, that will be remembered by our audience.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think that is very, very important and hard way to make it, because we need to let people know when they saw our product, they will feel our brand is like what they want, and what they want to keep it for a long time. Yeah.
Be a household name. Yeah.
How come ZiiGaat has so many models?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. I think we have been asked for many times from our audience too. I think to answer these questions, we need to back to our history, because for Linsoul we have 3 brands, one in-house brand, one is Thieaudio, another is Kiwi Ears, and then we started the ZiiGaat brand. Each of the brand we have different factories. We have Thieaudio factories and Kiwi Ears factories, and also ZiiGaat factories. Last year, I mean in 2024, we started the ZiiGaat brand, and so we also started that factories at the very beginning. So you know, it is also related to money. If we need to build a factory and keep the factory going on for the production, we need, at the very first beginning, for ZiiGaat as a new brand, we didn't have enough orders to support that factory to produce to make production, as we need to make the workers to have work to do every day. So that's why we keep these new models in different months to make them busy. That's why it's kind of a lot of history.
I remember asking you, I was like texting like, man, I feel like there's a new ZiiGaat model every month. I was like, what's your insight on this? And I remember him telling me that, and I was like, oh, that actually makes a lot more sense now that I think about it. You know, if you have this whole production line, I mean, you got to put some people to work there. So.
But you also you're providing like work for so many people. I mean, I know like I just in talking with James and even just getting your guys' vibe, like I know Linsoul is like, you know, similarly to Bloom, like just like so family centric, right? That like it feels like a family, and like I guess that makes sense. And what's cool about it now, you know, with all the releases, like we've talked, we've had this conversation a bunch, like which is sometimes it can be overshadowing, but then another the other part is like, well, but also like this hobby is so personal, and like these products being like incrementally different from one another is I think what's keeping Linsoul on top, because at the end of the day, it's like pretty much no matter what music you listen to, you know, if you need a certain kind of fit, right? Like some of the shells fit differently, your sound signature, like there's a Kiwi Ears, ZiiGaat, or Thieaudio IEM that you can enjoy. You know what I mean? And that's what's so cool about it. And I think that as that keeps growing, I mean, it's only going to be better for Linsoul.
Now, do you guys have, this is like picking favorite children, but do you have a favorite brand, a favorite sub brand?
I do want to know each of your guys' favorite brands and then your products. We got to talk about that.
Okay.
I think it is hard to say, because all of them are our in-house brand. But if you ask our question, I think all 3 of us, we will answer with different brand. So it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I'll go first. Thieaudio, and the favorite product is the...
It's got to be V16.
Well, I would...
V16.
So I love the V16, but I'm gonna throw back to the Legacy 9, which was a wood shell IEM. They only did it, and it was kind of a gamble, like, you know, like, were you going to get one that looked really cool or one that looked like really cool? And mine was like pretty cool. Yeah. I sold it, and I kind of wish I hadn't, because it was like a bassy. It was like a bassy IEM. But so Thieaudio really liked it. And the Legacy 9. No, I know it's Anyway,
you just pulled a bunny out of the hat there with the Legacy.
Dude,
9.
Legacy.
That's
He's just flexing on. I'm like Valhalla.
Well, Wow.
What about you, Ray?
Okay, for me, I think I'm gonna choose Kiwi Ears.
Yeah.
Ears, okay.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
Kiwi Ears is very young, fun, colorful.
Yeah.
For me, because I am the young generation. Yes, I think Kiwi Ears can represent me. It has a very big variety of the in-ear monitors and Bluetooth earphones,
Yeah.
headphones. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
So your favorites are the Bluetooth stuff that Kiwi Ears has?
No, not really. I like the Kiwi Ears Astro.
Yeah,
That's
Astro.
so big.
Yeah.
That's a winner.
It's really nice. Yeah.
Which color's your favorite?
The
New color?
yellow one. But
Oh,
the new
yeah.
color is
Discont-
new color is also good. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Lillian?
I think I need to share something about the ZiiGaat because I like the ZiiGaat collaborate with Fresh Review for the Arret.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Already 2 just came out, right?
Yeah, because that was the first collaboration with Fresh Review for ZiiGaat.
Yeah.
And that collaboration, we think it was quite very successful to make us reach out to the gaming audience.
Yeah.
And also, I think because of that collaboration, we make ZiiGaat factory a little bit healthy
Easier
and busy. So we don't need to keep the needs new models. Yeah.
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 You know, you guys have worked with a few collab IEMs. Like, how does that process really go? Do you guys like enjoy collaborating kind of with these creators? Because it's honestly becoming a very influenced space by creators, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of collab IEMs.
Especially
like,
over the last year.
yeah. Like, how do you guys feel like that process goes? And do you often like the result? Is it challenging to be sending, you know, units back and forth saying like, oh, you know, is this tuning good? Like, how does that process go?
Actually, definitely, I think it was challenging for all of us, including the reviewers and us. But we both think it is worth to do it because we are giving something back to the community.
Right.
For example, for the reviewers, they have their own audience, but most of their audience, they have different requirements and they want to get something different compared with others. So we think because we have our own factories, we can support those kind of way. If you have some specific ideas that you want to achieve, but you don't have enough quantity at the very first beginning, we can do it. So it is also kind of a way that we give back to our community because of the support at the very beginning. So I think it is more about love and support. Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting because like no reviewer knows their audience more than them, you know, like HBB, it's funny, he always talks about like his library and like it seems like a lot of his commenters are like, oh yeah, you know, I listen to a lot of old school, you know, hip hop, so he makes these collab IMs like Arcadia that's, you know, bassy and vocal forward and it fits his library very well. And then you go to Fresh Reviews and it's like the total opposite, you know, He tones down the bass a lot. There's a lot of mid-range clarity and things like that. And it's cool to see that they all kind of cater to their audience. So I think that's really unique. And collab IEMs have been really cool to see for sure.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's just like I think it's just what you guys do so well is like you're just creating a brand, but really just like this community that like everybody fits in, right? Like, like I'm saying, like everybody in this hobby like fits in. Like whether you're, you know, a Fresh Reviews guy or an HGV guy. I like Arcadia. I'm not a big fan of Array, to be honest. I've said not nice things probably about that set. I'm really excited to listen to our second one, but no, it's just, and that's what's so cool. And like what's so cool about you guys also is how much feedback you guys invite, right? And like what's so weird about, you know, being an audiophile is that, you know, everybody's preferences are different and everyone's, you know, my favorite IEM, right? Like Maddie could hate, right? Like, and me and Maddie generally have somewhat similar takes, but like we were just talking before we came in here, like, you know how much everyone that listens to the show knows how much me and Maddie love James, but like, and look up to James and his reviews and everything he does in this industry. But a lot of times his takes we do not agree, which is like such an interesting thing. Like it's just, and I guess like what's so cool about that is like, I just think that's what just makes it so immersive and so like inclusive, like with like, not only do you have 3 different brands of price tiers and fits, but like just all the sounds for everyone, and then even just diving down into like niche hobby, niche sub communities of like Fresh Reviews subscriber base, right? Or HVB subscribers, or Jay's Audio has
Jay's Audio.
Jay's Audio, yeah.
Australia.
So Australia, which I loved Australia, but
with that amount of feedback comes maybe some reviews that aren't like too positive. Like we were laughing beforehand with James's review of the Portazo and talking about
Portazo. He talks about how much he hates Martillo. How, like we've talked to James about this, but I would love to hear your guys' perspective.
Yeah.
On like James is like, and your title's, I mean, you're VP, right? I mean, you're vice president of Linsoul
North
America, right? I mean, so that's a heavy honcho right there, and he's
well,
going
there's
on
a
YouTube.
lot of the world that I am not the vice president of.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just saying, like, what is that like for you guys? Like, does James brief you before he gives like a negative review, or are you watching it like, oh man, like, what's that like?
I think it is fair because we are in the community. All of us need to be honest with each other.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned, you guys share different tones about the music. I think the music and the sound is more about personal. So it stands for personalities and your styles. I think it is normal. That people can have different opinions and views. If you have positive review and you have negative reviews, I think it is a real world.
Yeah.
If there's only positive reviews, I think it is fired.
It's true.
I think what's interesting, this is very different. So Ray is in charge of Amazon, and we sell more IEMs on Amazon than anyone else in the United States.
Yeah.
And reviews have more consequence on Amazon than they do on YouTube.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah. Talk about that a little bit. I'm curious.
Okay, we just get rid of the Amazon business, because if for the feedback, I always have the concept of like that we embrace the difference, and we share the same value. So every customer's negative feedback I will read. If it does the products defective, we will try to fix that. But if it's really personal feelings, we also embrace it.
Yeah.
Let them say it.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I mean it's important, and just that transparency. I think that people need to see that. You know what I mean?
For the community, the transparency is so
very important.
Yes.
Do you guys feel like there's any brands that you look outside of Linsoul's like lens to kind of maybe not like kind of take inspiration from? Like there's a lot of new brands that are coming out that I feel like some are solo projects. Like Mod House was basically one guy. I don't know how many employees he has now. Are there any brands that you guys kind of look at and are like, oh, this is kind of interesting, I want to follow what like they're doing, like a little closer to see, if we can get inspiration from them?
I think we are learning from many kind of brands and also the communities. For example, we think 64 Audios is also very great.
Yeah,
and,
we love
we are
64
the top brand too.
Yeah.
And we also have very proud of different partners. For example, we have partners like you, and we also have some partners that they are based in China, and like semi-halls, and also about other brand. I think each brand, they have their own styles, and we can learn from them for some of the models, maybe also about the tunings. They can all inspire us for what we can do for next.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I'm inspired by 2 Chinese brands in particular that I've purchased multiple products from both of them. It's DJI and Insta360. They're not audio brands, they're sports camera brands, but they're 2 incredible examples of fairly new companies that have essentially, eaten GoPro's lunch. And they've done it by creating better products, having better customer service, and having better user interface. and it's just incredible.
Yeah.
Especially that's pretty high praise coming from you. I assume you've used GoPros a lot in like running and shooting film.
So much for work.
Yeah,
so much for work.
Is DJI, do they make the drones?
Yeah, the
They
drones.
do.
Yeah, I've used DJI. My brother-in-law, he had a DJI drone. I used it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like fluid and easy to use. I was like, man, this must cost you a good bit. And he told me the price and I was like, honestly, that's pretty good for what you're getting. Like, that's really cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
What do you guys? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
How about you guys?
For brands,
Yeah.
that's a good question.
Brands that we like are inspired by, or brands that?
Inspired by?
Oh man,
I would say for me personally, Seventh Acoustics. I'm like the resident Seventh Acoustics fanboy in the office, and I got to meet him in Singapore, and just like the way he carried himself, just as a person, he's super humble, down to earth, very. He really wants you to like listen to the product and kind of experience it more so than just like review it, you know? Because I think sometimes I can listen to a product and just like pick it apart instead of just listening to the music. And he would ask me questions that I was just like, oh, I guess I didn't even really, think about. Like, the way he carries himself and the way he designs his products and the intention behind them, I'm just a huge fan of him, and the fact that he does it basically himself. He has a few employees, but it's really just him. The amount of time he takes on the IEMs, like the Asteria. I don't know if you guys know Asteria. It's their new flagship. And it basically each unit takes him like 40 hours to make himself, just because he's just putting so much attention to detail.
He's so hands-on.
He's very active in the community. He's very he was doing a lot of his sales himself through Facebook Messenger. Like people would DM him, and I remember DMing him when I got back from Singapore, and it was like 5 o'clock our time or 6 o'clock our time, and he just responded like right away. And there's 24-hour time difference, so he's up early, responding stuff. And I don't know, I really resonate with who he is.
If it's a 24-hour time difference, it would be 5 o'clock his time too.
I'm sorry, 12 hours. So yeah, I'm sorry. My bad.
Welcome.
So like just how active he is and everything, I don't know. I'm a huge fan of his. I own Supernova, as everybody who listens to this podcast knows, and I love that IEM so much. So
and they trusted me with an Asteria review pretty early on. So Seventh Acoustics will always be special to me too. Another one similarly, I mean, this is like, again, probably more of a Maddie story than I, because I mean, you brought Ice Lab on, but you guys familiar with Ice Lab? They have 2 IEMs out, Prismatica and Spectromica.
They're based in Hong Kong as well.
Yeah. And Maddie, I think you brought them on in the Singapore trip, right?
I did.
That was when we brought them on.
Yep.
I met Ice at
Can
Jam New York, at my first Can Jam. And that was cool. I think it'll kind of just be special for me, because like when I started here, like just over a year ago now, I was like a noob. I didn't know anything. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I didn't know anything about like this hobby, and so like I was just asking them like, what should I listen to? What do you guys love? And they were all like freaking out over, I guess it was Spectromica was newer, but just those 2 Ice Lab IEMs. So I remember listening to them and like really loving them, and you are influenced by like who you look up to, right? I mean, I'm influenced by reviewers I look up to and like learn from them. And at the time, like I didn't know any YouTubers or anything. I just had these guys. So I loved
dangerous.
So I loved I forget which one. I don't know what I would have said then. Now I would say Spectromica, but I know I love Prismatica. I don't go back to Prismatica as much, but anyway, I just remember meeting him at Can Jam New York City, and that was. He was so kind and like very kind of like soft spoken and very was intentional and like listening to you. And then I just remember talking to Maddie after. He's like, dude, like he's, it's similar to Steven Steven Sonata from Seventh Acoustics, but similarly where he's very hands on. It's very personal to him. There's something about that. Like, it's funny because you guys are like kind of like the top dogs, right? You have so many employees, and that's like its own feat. But then there's also something about like guys like Steven or guys like Ice Tongue who like are like putting 40 hours a week into like a set, and but then like they're at their booth at Can Jam, and like this is like their life, like they're putting everything they have into this, like, and it's so vulnerable to do, by the way, and not just that, to ask for $1,800
Yeah.
for that, and but it's like it's really good. Like people really love it, and so I just that was a special moment for me where I went to Can Jam, it was my first Can Jam, and got to like connect with someone like, hey, you made something that like I really love and is special to me. You know what I mean? I think
do you know what's interesting about your two choices are you talked way more about the people behind the brands than you did about the actual product.
Yeah.
Tell me more about your like what's that about for you? Clearly, like people and stories mean a lot. And I feel like with Bloom, when I told these guys before we came here, it's like, you're going to feel like you're part of their family at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And so that's something that matters to you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think in a world where you can buy something off Amazon in 5 seconds and not know anything about who made it or the person that spent time creating it, just kind of feels like faceless, and it's kind of a sad reality because these products have intention and design behind them. Somebody sat in a planning room and took time to design this, and there was engineers that worked on it and collabed with it. And something that's cool about this hobby that I think we've talked about in a lot of Can Jam episodes is like you do get to meet these people, and you do get to put the face behind a product, and when you meet someone.
It's a pretty rare thing.
It is a rare thing. When you get to meet someone like Steven or someone like Ice and talk to them, like I just remember having a conversation with Ice, like, why did you design Prismatica the way that you did? Like, you love EDM, you love a lot of bass, and you made an all balanced armature IEM.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do?
Interesting.
And he's just like telling me, and it's funny because he's like, "Oh, my English isn't that good. Like, I don't really, I hope I don't mispronounce anything." And he starts talking, and you're like, this guy is like incredible. Like the way he's he's remarkable. And the way he's talking about this IEM, I feel like right then and there, I was able to create a connection with Prismatica as well. Because as someone who likes a lot of bass too, I would remember listening and being like, oh, this has a DD, I don't know what else it has. And when he told me it's all balanced armature and the way he could get that amount of performance with the balanced armatures he picked, I was just like, oh, I actually understand this product a lot more than how I would have if I just bought it off Amazon, so.
Yeah, and I think for me, like it's about the passion. Like guys like that, and I mean I know that you guys are the same way. But there's and that's been obvious from James, and it's been obvious by the quality of your craft. But for me, it's about the passion. I'm like a very intense, passionate guy. I am. So like I love music. I love movies. Like I would put myself in like a top 5 percentile of people that like when I get into something, I go hard. And so I think no, but what I'm not though is like a creator, a entrepreneur. Like I've never made something, right? Like I mean I guess I make music, right? So that would be the closest thing. But I guess for me, like I just the amount of dedication and passion it takes for guys like that, and for you guys like to start this company, to have a vision, and like to see to it, and now it's like now they're successful, they're at Can Jam, and like people love their stuff, or you guys are literally on top of the world. It's just like for me that like the passion and the human element I just can't get past that. I think it's so wonderful, and like part of me just kind of connects with that, I guess. And again, I'm like all power to you because I don't think I could make an IM brand, but I'm just saying like I think that's what really stands out to me, and it's so inspiring to me, right? And like there's something about this hobby, we talk about it a lot, but this is an art form. Like creating an IEM, like it's production, you're manufacturing it, so it's very technical and physical. But this is like an art form. I mean, with all the different styles that you guys have with ZiiGaat, right? Or the fact that I can love an IM that he hates, right? I love music that he hates. Me and him fight about music all the time.
Yesterday.
Yesterday we were fighting about Bon Iver. But yeah. But so I think that there's never been a moment for me in this hobby where I haven't been blatantly aware that this is a specialty art. And I guess there's something about like owning art from someone or something that you love. Like I'm a big movie guy, right? And so like we live in a world of streaming services and Netflix and buying. I have a digital library on Apple TV, but like there's something about buying the physical movie. Like I love this movie. I love this director, right? It's the same kind of thing. Like I love ice. Well, I mean, for me, it's like I love Linsoul, right? Like I want to own this, like because I love it, because of that passion, and like because I relate with it so much. I think that's what it would be for me.
Yeah.
It's important to own physical.
It is. It definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the experience in KanJam just really also means a lot to me because
Yeah.
usually I always do the online business. The customers are invisible to me, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
I have been dealing with more than maybe a million or 2 million customers online, but I never meet them. But the KanJam just bridge us together.
Yeah.
The first time I joined the KanJam, I just feel so different because now I know why customers they buy our products, why they just click our ad and they don't buy it. I get to know them more.
Yeah.
So I think that also helps our business to do better. We have better conversion because of their sharings.
Yeah. No, that's 100%. Yeah, on the money there.
That's a good question, James. That was
that was
long, maybe a little.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe a little
I could
long.
probably talk
We're
about
interviewing
that.
you guys, but what do you guys? What is Oh man, I was gonna make a stupid. I was gonna make a stupid ZiiGaat Horizon pun. What's on the horizon? No pun intended. For just for Linsoul or for Thieaudio, like what is exciting about Linsoul and Linsoul brands moving forward that you guys are looking to innovate or a new way man, I'm trying to phrase this.
It's okay.
In a good way. Yeah. Sorry, I'm noob. Something that new that you want to bring to the hobby and just to keep advancing it and keep growing it and keep changing it. Like what's on the horizon for you guys? Man, every time I say horizon to you guys, it's like ridiculous. But
James, can you answer?
Yes, I can. MEMS driver is something that we're playing around with a little bit. 3D printing titanium and other metals for shells, and the reason that that's advantageous is because, like, when you do a 3D printed resin shell, you can create shapes that you can't machine out with like a 5-axis CNC machine, right? You just can't get the tool into these complex places. So we 3D print out of resin. It allows you to make something that's very ergonomic. So now you can 3D print exotic metals like titanium, like stainless
That's going to
steel.
make Orchestra 3 ridiculous.
Right. So that's something that no one is doing, and we're working on it, and we haven't perfected it yet, but we're getting close. So, we don't stop with our innovation. It's relentless. It's really relentless. We have a beautiful new headphone, the Thieaudio Cypher, coming out. And, we've had some misses with our headphones. This one, so much intention behind this headphone in terms of the tuning and the design and the materials. It really is a work of art.
It felt amazing. It felt like it felt incredible. I mean, it was built with excellence. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
That was nice.
That's very exciting.
I think one thing that's interesting, and this is kind of the way it is in my relationship with my wife. I've been married for 30 years. I move fast. I make decisions really quickly. And my wife is very, very conservative and slow to decide things. She will wait till the last possible second to make a decision because she's very thoughtful. And I think Lillian and Steven's relationship is a little bit like that, where Lillian will move at the speed of lightning and Steven will move at the speed of a turtle. And it works really well because, Lillian can say, we've got to make payroll, we need to create new products. Exactly. And we're going to say yes to this because it feels right. And Steven's like, well, hold on a second, is this the right screw to use to hold this yoke to the cup? Do we want it to be anodized? If so, who's going to anodize it? Who's the best at anodizing? So it's really really small details are so thought out. And I think that the push and the pull really it's magic. They're 1 + 1 = 3. For sure.
And I also feel lucky because Stephen is so much in details, so he can make the good products. For example, for the Thieaudio Cypher, I can remember, I think he has spent at least over 1 year on that product. For example, for the headband, it is the carbon fiber. So I think
carbon fiber.
he is focused on very details and changing a lot of raw materials on the headband. Yeah, so I think it is because of he is patient enough and in so much details for product. That's why we can make some of our product in very high end. Yeah, and people can love it. Yes.
Yeah. That's a good mix right there, because I think Andrew is funny because he'll always be like, why do something slow when you can do it fast? And I always respect Andrew's decision making, because he can just go like that, and I can think to myself for a second, like, how did you come to that conclusion? And I think some of us will think, well, I trust my gut, and it usually works out. So I commend people that do think like that, because it gets things done, and you know, it's awesome to see that. So.
Yeah, that is like a perfect storm, and it's so perfect that like you're like so passionate about the business side, and he's so passionate about the audio side.
Yeah,
I mean, it's so cool. I think it's cool for people to hear that too. Like I think that's important it's so important, especially with like Linsoul and how big you guys are, like to see the face and to have these conversations. I think it's like really wonderful.
It does take both. You know, if you're passionate about something, if you are, let's say, you know, you're passionate about building a speaker, but you have no entrepreneurial sense about you, like, you know, like you could build the most beautiful speaker in your garage, but it's just never going to sell. And then conversely, if you're like an entrepreneur and you're like, okay, we're going to do speakers because I've done calculations and it's the thing that we're going to make the most money from, you know, there's no soul in that speaker, and no one's really going to want to buy it. And so when you have the combination, that's where the magic happens.
Yeah.
That's wonderful, man. Man, I just don't want it to end. It sucks. I don't want it to end, but
I do have one more question.
Yeah, go right ahead.
How would you guys say North America and Asia really differs in terms of like market, and like, have you seen kind of like a lot of trends from Asia then start to carry over to North America, or do you feel like they're two wildly different things in what you guys sell? Like, say, you know, IEMs have been huge in Asia, and in North America they're now starting to gain traction. Do you feel like kind of there's a big difference in between who you're selling to in Asia and who you're selling to in North America?
I think because at the beginning we mainly focus in the North America, not the mainland China or the Asia. But now I think we want to expand more to Asia marketplace, and to do this we have separated some of our models to be like more suitable for this market. So there's do have difference between these two big areas.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
They have different favorable tunings.
What would you say North America prefers more?
I think, for example, for Japan, I think they prefer for more vocal sound.
Okay.
Because,
vocal forward,
And it's the same for channel. But for Americans, they're quite different. But for thanks the internet, I think, because people love to share everything on internet, and even people they are based in Japan or Korea, they still love something that comes from USA. That's why, for example, for the 64 audios, they are very popular in China too, and also popular in Korea and Japan. But there are still many brands that come from Korea or Japan, maybe, or Singapore. They are very popular in USA too. They have difference, but they are shared common.
I was just waiting for them to say North America loves bass.
I was literally, I thought she was going to say
I was going to say that. I was going to say that.
We love it.
True.
Yeah, we love it.
But I think that's too narrow, maybe, because as she said, there's also a group of people like the vocals.
For sure. I love vocals.
I don't want to say a North American like space. I don't want people to say
But they do.
I think we do. We do.
Maybe not me anymore. I don't know. I'm having
There's a balance for everything, but I love my bass.
It's funny. Maddie was just making fun of me because I just recently was saying like, I don't know, too much bass has been too much for me recently, and that hasn't always been the case with me. And Maddie was saying like, when you first start out in the hobby, you love bass, and then you like go down to the spot where you're like, actually, I like more of a treble, a clear treble, and then it's like you get 3 or 4 years in, you're like, I like bass, and I'm not afraid to admit it. So I think maybe I'm getting into that like evangelical mid-range part of my audiophile career. What about you, James? Like because What is like your interpretation on like the different markets and like how they compare to one another in terms of like what sells where and stuff like that? Because I think you would have a unique perspective on that as well.
One thing, let's see. So we were talking about the difference between China and
the Chinese and North American markets.
Yeah, I think, tuning is for sure something that's different. You look at something like the Yamaha YH5000 SE headphone, which was kind of a very vocal forward headphone. Most American or Western reviewers really panned that headphone. But then if you look at Japanese reviews, people go crazy for it.
Yeah.
You translate the reviews and you realize, it's just a different characteristic of either the type of music or the way they listen to music. Sometimes I think that because Mandarin is a tone-based language, they're more tuned into tones than we are to frequency. I've heard that actually there are more people in China per capita with perfect pitch than there are in anywhere else in the world, because when they're children, when they're infants, they're listening to tones,
Dude, that's interesting.
which is pretty wild. So they probably are better tonal listeners than we are.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy.
Not hard to be a better listener than me.
Oh, you're going to say me. I was like, wow, that would have been vicious.
No.
Oh, man. What, do you guys have any, anything that you want to share about any of your brands or Linsoul, whether it's a plug or just something you want people to understand, anything to sign off with?
Anything
Mm,
you want to share?
I think it didn't remind me anything for content.
I think that, we're honored to be on your podcast. We're super excited to be
the
here.
pleasure's ours.
Yeah.
And,
Pleasure's absolutely ours.
Yeah.
And we're grateful for your business and for promoting our brands.
Oh, yeah.
Like talking about
so
how
easy.
like it's really the people behind the businesses. Well, it's you two and the rest of the Bloom family that personally has always made me feel very welcome at Can Jams and anytime that I've been around. Last time I visited you, and I'm hoping that you guys are feeling it too.
Yeah.
Yes, we feel
We
same.
felt like family.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes, yeah.
We still very comfortable here, like at our
awesome.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
And then maybe I would just add, to the audience behind the camera, if you have suggestions and you're watching this on YouTube, fire away. We have thick skins and we are open to being the best community members that we can. So if you have suggestions about how we can change or improve our products or our
Anything.
customer service or any part of our brand, we're all ears. Shoot me an email, james@linsoul.com right away. I'll throw it out there.
Number is drop the personal phone.
I thought I was thick-skinned till that guy called us deaf on Head-Fi, and it really hurt my That was awesome.
It is, yeah. It's crazy to see how we're perceived.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, I can just to keep the Glaze Fest going. I mean, when James comes, like when these guys come to Bloom, they are individually talking to each part of Bloom. So they're talking to marketing, they're talking to our shipping team, they're talking to administrative logistical stuff. Like how do we make this process better? How can we make this easier for you? Like, so they are in the comments. They are listening. James will respond to your email.
Yeah.
Like, definitely, if you have any suggestions, I know you guys are open to that. And I appreciate that as a fan of your guys' products, and as obviously we do business together. It is a true joy.
Yeah.
And it was so nice you guys gave us so much
seriously.
time.
Thank
I
you.
mean, this
yeah,
is like
thank you.
And
this
we,
is the coolest
Thank you
thing
for
ever.
having
Thank
us.
you very much.
And we would love to have you guys visit China.
I would love to go. That would be.
Hitting the peace
Come
noobs in
on.
China.
Oh yeah. Next time we do this, it'll be in Shenzhen, right?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
where it is? Is that where you guys are located?
Yes.
Shenzhen. All right. Next time we do this, we'll be in Shenzhen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next
Awesome.
podcast, that'll be awesome.
We'll hit our sign off. All right. So I'm gonna do 3, 2, 1, and I'll say peace noobs and put the peace up all at the same time.
Okay.
Peace noobs. Ready?
Peace noobs.
I'll do it. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Peace, noobs.
That's perfect.
That's awesome.